Hello and welcome to this episode of World The Podcast. Thanks for coming back, another episode. Here we are. Here we actually are. I am feeling a little bit shit today. Also guys, by the way, I'm back with the fridge in the background, so if you hear random noises in the back, it's just the fridge, and we're just gonna all deal with it, aren't we? We're gonna work together on this, and we're going to deal with it. Yeah, life is stressful. Do you know what I mean? I feel like life is really stressful and it's really hard, obviously for everybody, especially right now. But yeah, I'm glad that the schools have gone back. I mean, that's a big, I guess, weight off a lot of people's shoulders, including mine. But yeah, I feel like I've got a lot of different opportunities and a lot of different things possibly coming up. But sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming, and then I'm like, oh, just want to go back to doing nothing. But I was actually told that sometimes when we don't do things and then we feel bad that we haven't achieved anything, it's sometimes better to just write a list. And I can hear a motorbike out there. To write a list and just kind of try and work on your list and work through your list. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you know that I love Mrs Hinch, and oh gosh, do I have to explain? Mrs Hinch, Sophie Hinch, is amazing. She does cleaning and cooking and things like that on her Instagram, but she always does it to good music, and that's why I love her. I think I've spoken about her before, but yeah, I love Mrs Hinch, and I have been trying to create a Hinch list. Okay, so basically that was the fridge, and I need to defrost it. That's the problem. Mrs Hinch would not be proud of me. I need to defrost it. I think it's got ice at the back of it, and that's why it's making that noise like it's going to explode. But anyways, so yeah, Mrs Hinch has a Hinch list that she does every day of what things she needs to get done in her house, and she ticks them off as she goes along. Really simple, but really good actually. And I've found that when I'm feeling a bit shitty and when I'm feeling a bit down, if I have a list of things to do and I still achieve them in that day, like when I felt down, then I feel a little bit better. Does that make sense? Because I feel like I haven't wasted the day. Because when we feel down, a lot of the time we can just feel down, not want to get out of bed and just do nothing. And then 24 hours have passed and you've done nothing. But when you have a list of, say, I need to put laundry in, or I need to change the beds, or I need to, I don't know, take the bins out. If you have those 3 things on your list, and whether you feel good, bad, or indifferent, you still get those things done, then I feel yeah, makes life a little bit better. That might sound a bit random to some people, but no, it's definitely true. And then that's what I've been doing. So, that's been making me feel a bit better. It's been making me feel more productive. Let's put it that way. Also, make sure that when you're cleaning and stuff, you have good music in the background. That's what Mrs Hinch always has. She has really good music. Yeah, make cleaning fun. I love her. Love Mrs. Oh, that's why I put something on my Instagram a few days ago about me wanting to find Mrs Hinch's fabric softener from Home Bargains, because I don't have a Home Bargains that near to me, and the first guy that replied to me was like, I've got your washing powder, because I said, if you get it for me, I'll love you forever, and this is to everyone. And then he messaged me, was like, oh, I've got it for you, so where are we meeting? Sorry? He was like, where do you live? Sorry, I ain't never gonna tell you that. And so yeah, and then I was just like, lol. I was like, send me a picture of it. Sorry, because why is he taking a picture? The same picture I put on my story that I got from Google, he used that, and I was like, mate, are you alright? That's That's the picture from my Instagram. And then he was like, oh, yeah, but I'm gonna get it for you. Da, 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 da. Then he starts going, oh, I love your voice, blah, blah, blah. How many people have told you that they love your voice, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, huh? Is it alright? And then he was like, and then I said, haha, nice try. And then he was like, no, I will get it for you, but you have to meet me, blah, blah, blah. Where do you live? I'm in South London. I was like, huh? Yeah, it was a bit mad, guys. And then basically the messages just wouldn't stop. I was like, like after a while, I just ignored him because I was like, bruv, you ain't got my washing powder, bruv. So don't fucking message me, bruv. Yeah, right. But yeah, it just wouldn't stop, and so eventually I had to block him because the last message was getting on my nerves. Now he was just because I was ignoring him, he was just getting more vulgar. It was just more like, wow, your breasts are huge. What did he say? Oh, I think the one that really did it for me, where I had to hit the block button, was last night I had a once your photo. Okay, fantastic. So what am I supposed to do with this information? He was like, oh, I thought you was going to love me forever. That's what you said. Don't lie to me. Sorry? No, babes. Bearing in mind, this man's talking to himself, because I literally stopped replying to him. So that was a bit mad, actually. So yeah, I blocked him, and I don't know if he listens to this. I think he said to me he listens to a podcast. That's how he knows about my voice, but I don't know. I really don't know. Fucking freak. That's all I say. If you're listening, you're a freak. Leave me alone. And I don't want my fabric softener from you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I actually will probably get my own fabric softener. I'm going to try and find it. I was just saying, like, if anyone's got a Home Bargains near them. I've never even been to Home Bargains, but apparently I'll like it in there. So I might try and venture out, try and find one. I think there's one in... Oh, sorry, I can't say. I can't say where there might be one because then I can't give my location away. Anyways, yeah. So if you guys are using it, Mrs Hinch's fabric softener, let me know, guys. Let me know what it's like. I love Mrs Hinch. I just want to support the cause. Okay, love you. Okay. Also, I wanted to say that when I'm feeling a bit shitty, I actually find myself listening to a lot of gospel. I don't know why, because obviously, like, I'm not religious. What do you mean, obviously? Okay, so some people might not know that, but yeah, I'm not religious. I just, yeah, just living life. But yeah, like, I find myself listening to a lot of Kirk Franklin. I love Kirk Franklin. Listening to like gospel concerts on YouTube and stuff. I don't know. I just find them very comforting, and yeah, it's nice. Like, I like to see like emotion, like when people are singing and stuff. Like, I really like it. But anyway, so it's a bit random, but it's just how I feel. Yeah, so that's another tip for anyone that's feeling a bit shitty. Maybe you don't have to be religious to listen to gospel. You can just listen to it. I mean, that's what it's there for, isn't it? To kind of bring some kind of hope and happiness into people's lives, and if you find God through that, then that's good, isn't it? So yeah, that's my advice. And yeah, try to keep busy. I really struggled. Like this week, I was like, do you know what, Joy? Don't even bother put out an episode. But do you know what? This podcast is my happy place, and I feel like you guys deserve an episode, and I feel like no matter what, like, I'm going through, I'm gonna try my best to keep recording, keep putting out content. It might not be the happiest of content, but it will be content because yeah, I committed myself to this, and it's just what I'm gonna do. And I feel like you guys understand that, sometimes you're gonna get me talking about sex and happiness and all that stuff, and sometimes I'm gonna be talking about depression, and you know what, we're just gonna deal with it. We're just all gonna deal with it. We're all gonna deal with it, and we're gonna move on, because that's life. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one's happy 24/7. No one's sad 24/7, but some people are stupid 24/7. And speaking of stupid people, can we talk about Eastenders for a quick second because it's back now. Love Eastenders. Like, how can you not love Eastenders? But I think the storyline with Chantel and Gray is really interesting, like, to watch. I find like all these a lot of soaps, like I watch a lot of soaps, Coronation Street as well with Jeff and Yasmin, all the kind of like controlling storylines about like men or women that control their partners. I find it really interesting to watch. I also find it really interesting to see the people around me's reaction to it as well. So for example, like, obviously, spoiler alert, guys, by the way, if you haven't caught up, then I'll skip a little bit. But yeah, with Chantel and Gray, like, he's just obviously horrible. Like, he was beating her up, he raped her, he's done so much stuff to her. And the latest thing was the whole bath thing, where he just made her oh god, what's that? Submerge, that's the word. Oh my god, look at me using fancy words. Submerge herself into the bath water until he clicked his fingers. It's fucking disgusting. It was disgusting. But someone said, yeah, oh, but why would you part with that? And I was just like, well, first of all, I feel like what people need to understand is that, do you know what? If you're in an abusive relationship, it must be like very difficult to get out. Like, and I haven't really been in I wouldn't say an abusive relationship. But abuse, I guess, comes in different forms. So not a physically abusive relationship. But I can just see, like, I can imagine and I can see that it's not just as easy as like, okay, so someone hits you, then you leave them. I know that's what we would all like to think that we would do, but you know, a lot of people don't. And look how many people don't. There must be more to it than that, if that makes sense. And also, I think what people need to remember is that person that's abusing them is probably not horrible 24/7. So that makes it then easier for the victim to be like, you know, to make an excuse for them. Oh, okay, but he did it once, or he did it when he was drunk, or he did it because I did X, Y, and Z. And then remember, a lot of the time, they apologise straight after, they're really sorry, and then they'll be alright for a few days, few weeks, few months, whatever. It doesn't just start off with like, oh, they're beating you up every day. Like, very rarely does that happen. And so I feel like people need to understand that it's not as simple as just leave. It's not that simple. And you also love them. Do you know what I mean? Like, even when people hurt you, you still love them. And I think everyone can relate to that. Like, when you've had someone in your life, maybe, that is not or was not really right for you, and you knew that it was a bit toxic, but we still stay there. And I just feel like that's not weak, that's just honest, you know? And as I said a minute ago, like, abuse can be in all different like forms. Like, it's not just physical, it can be emotional. And I feel like emotional abuse is very difficult to pinpoint, and it can take a very long time to even realise, and also it takes a very long time to get there. Do you know what I mean? And it's not as in your face as physical abuse. You know, it's more under the surface. But I would say, like, for me, I just feel like everyone should just try to be, I guess we've all just got to try and be as independent as we possibly can, and try not to rely on anybody. And so to make it just that little bit easier to walk away when you need to walk away, because if you're relying on someone as well and they're abusing you, then you're not going to want to leave, are you? Or you're going to feel like you're unable to leave. So I don't know, like, I'm not saying that everyone should have their guard up all the time, but I think we do have to be really careful, like, how much we let people in. Make them prove themselves first. And if you're called a bitch because of it, then be a bitch, innit? I am very skeptical. Like, I'm a very skeptical person. Like, and I don't trust anybody. I actually don't trust anybody. Maybe that's a bad thing, I don't know. But I just feel like, do you know what? There's too much bullshit that happens out here on these streets. And do you know what? No one knows what's happening behind closed doors. You can look as happy as you like on the outside, but nobody knows what happens between you and that person. Like, when you go home. basically. And so I feel like people should just not judge each other, and we should more support each other and more try to understand and think before we speak or make comments or like judge people, because people are really going through it. And I know EastEnders is just a program, but I'm just saying it just got me thinking, because that definitely does happen, and it happens everywhere, and it doesn't matter who you are. And people think, oh, if you're a strong person, then it won't happen to you, and that's bullshit, because they grind you down, don't they? They get you down to that place where you're not a strong person anymore, or you feel like you're not strong. What is a strong person anyway? That's what I would like to know. What is a strong person? Like, what is a strong person? Because to me, a strong person is someone that's gone through things. Do you know what I mean? So, but in order to go through negative things or bad things, you must have been seen to be weak at a point, no? Surely it's just about getting through the other side. I don't know. What's a strong person? I don't know. 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 But yeah, I am really looking forward to Christmas. Like, I know it's like 3 months away, but I'm just like, I really want to put my tree up, because Christmas makes me feel like, I don't know, it just makes me feel warm inside, and I really like look forward to putting up decorations. And obviously, like, I'm in a new flat, so I've got to, never had Christmas here, so I really want to like put my decorations up in this flat and see how it's gonna look. And I'm already thinking about the colour schemes, and I'm gonna get some black Christmas tree decorations. And I just can't wait to have my tree up. I really want one day to have like a big family Christmas with like lots of children and lots of like wrapping presents and putting them under the tree. And I like buying things for people. I really enjoy that, and I like to make people happy. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Christmas. I hope you guys are too. I know it's 3 months away, but listen, in these times, we've got to have something to look forward to. I was also thinking about toxic relationships, and in terms of like, do you think that you can be unhealthily in love with somebody, even possibly addicted to somebody? Because I feel like a lot of times people get themselves into situations and they can't get themselves out of them. I feel like, like when you're in a relationship with someone and it's all new and it's all exciting, and then you get to know them and you're like, oh, this boy is just it's mad. But like, yeah, like I feel like I've definitely been in that situation where I'm like, yeah, addicted to someone, and probably vice versa as well. And I always wonder, like, how you get to that point, and how, more importantly, do you get yourself out of it? But yeah, hopefully, one day, everything will be cushy, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I feel like I don't always make sense, but in my head, I know I know what I mean. I know what I mean. A shout out to you, isn't it, if you're in like a happy relationship, and shout out to you if you're also single. Single right now. That's how I wanna be. I'm single. Oh God. Wow. Singing is not. I really wish I could sing. I actually wish I could sing. I really wish I could sing. I really wish I could sing. Also, me and my sister was having this discussion about Diversity, the dance group that won Britain's Got Talent years ago, and they did a dance, I think it was last week, on Britain's Got Talent, and they basically had a bit, was it a bit or the whole thing? I don't know. They had the whole, like, they basically dedicated it to like Black Lives Matter, and sorry, because why did it get 10,000 complaints? Apparently, is it the most or the second most complaints ever? I'm thinking, right, And then these people want to tell me that this Britain is not racist. Okay, fine. Like, people are like, oh, why does it have to be so political? Are you dumb, bruv? Look what's going on in the world and tell me why it don't have to be political. Like, people are just mad. Like, people are actually mad. But hey, it's not racist in Britain, is it? Dickheads, bro. Absolutely. Do you know what it is? It's like, you couldn't even just, like, turn over the TV. You couldn't even just quietly just dislike it. You actually sat there and put in an actual complaint. Really? People need to get a fucking life. Get a life. Get an actual life. Get a fucking life. And stop being racist, you fucking pricks. It's just ridiculous. But anyways, guys, on that lovely note, I'm going to end this episode. Thanks again for tuning in. And I'm gonna keep coming. By hook or by crook. I'm gonna keep coming. Remember to look after yourselves and actually just look after your friends and your family. Check on them. Make sure they're alright. Give them a phone call. Go and see them. Surprise! Go and see them. 'Cause you never know what people are going through, and they don't always show it. So I think it's down to us to kind of be inquisitive and make sure that we let people know that we're there for them, no matter what. So yeah, thank you all for listening. I love you. Love yourselves, and remember to stay happy. Live your best lives and follow your dreams. Follow me on Instagram at Joy's World The Podcast. Follow me on Twitter at JoyXOXO. Email me joyspodcast@hotmail.com. Yes. I love you all. Mwah.